My name is Hans Holzer. I'm a professor of parapsychology, and I've written 112 books, many of them dealing with psychic phenomena and psychic healing. I've had healing sessions with some of the leading healers around the world, and I've studied and investigated the claims of many others. However, it wasn't until I met Zeév Kolman that I truly met a man who is unique both in his technique and in the results he has obtained, frequently with people who have been let down by the medical establishment in their hopes. Truly a book dealing with the exploits, the techniques, and the life story of this remarkable man will make the world sit up and pay attention. Zeév Kolman is a healer like no other. He's a man that is truly one of a kind.
I have a tumor on my left shoulder that as a result of having a tour in Vietnam in 1968, I was exposed to a pesticide called Agent Orange dioxin. And what happened is my immune system broke down, and my digestive and eliminative organs really don't work properly. And I have a chronic problem where my body holds on to the toxins. And I've literally been all over the world, you know, seeing all kinds of naturopaths, allopathic, homeopathic physicians, massage therapists. I eat vegetarian diet, I do yoga, and I really haven't been as successful as I'd like to be with my problem. A friend of mine introduced me to Zeev about 4 days ago, and I had a healing. And what I experienced from the healing was he was able, with the energy that he's able to, you know, to harness from the universe, he's been able to cleanse my body in a short period of time. I was 20, 25 minutes. He took out all this energy from my body, and my body has been filling up with clean energy, because that's all we are, is energy. Without energy, we're nothing but dust. And I had actually 3 healings. And what I've been experiencing is my tumor has become soft. It obviously didn't disappear in 3 days, but it's gotten softer and it's reduced somewhat in size. And I have been sleeping between 4 and 5 hours the last 3 days. I'm not tired. I feel very clear. I feel very open.
The first thing is the right connection with the patient. We have good connection. In the first moment when Ira be on the table and I give him the energy, I feel his body take the energy.
Well, during the healing, I went into some sort of a meditative state, but it was just beautiful to experience it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the healing. Not only is the healing, but it's not painful at all. It's a wonderful experience. I enjoy it.
My name is Matthias Clark. I've seen Zeev twice. One time I went to him for a healing, and I had a car accident and my back was thrown out. He put his hands over my back 20 minutes, and for the next 3 days, the pain gradually disappeared and never came back. Second time I saw him, he was at a meditation, and I had a cyst on my back that was the size of a golf ball, and he gave it a squeeze and said, "That's nothing." And a week later, it was going down in size. Up until that point, it had been growing rapidly. And now it was gone within 3 weeks.
Because Zeev changed my life. I had a gynecological problem. Medical treatment didn't help me. I had an operation. I thought I would be better, but it wasn't until I met Zeev, and he really put a lot of positive energy into me. And he looked at my aura and he saw where I was deficient and where I needed help, that my whole body just started working the right way. And all the medicine in the world really can't help you if your body is off balance. And thankfully, by fate, I met Zeev through friends. And my life has changed.
She had an accident, and she went into coma. And the doctors claimed that she was a vegetable, and they have to disconnect the machines. And Zeev came and gave her 2 treatments. The woman opened her eyes and started talking. There was another story of a little boy who was deaf, and nothing helped. His parents took him everywhere, all the doctors, all over the world. And this is over many years. He came to Zeev, the boy hears. He actually hears. He's not deaf anymore.
The first time I went to Zeev, I had some water in the ear, like a little bit of a slight ear infection, and in about just a couple of minutes, he was working on it, and you feel the energy going, like really tickling inside the ear. And then all of a sudden, like water started to come out of the ear, and we had to take a Kleenex and dry it up. There's maybe like 10 drops of water. So I thought that was kind of remarkable, at least something physical that you could see, you know. It's.
All of a sudden, I felt that energy which I had felt before. That healing has come near me, and I smiled and took advantage of it.
And at one point when you came by and you were working on me, right after you left, I could feel a real expansion up here. All of a sudden, my sinuses are like, oh.
I felt at the end of it, when I stood up, I just felt a lot stronger after having sort of let go and relax as much as I did. And sort of standing there, I just felt like I was very stable and just very well balanced.
It was kind of like a peaceful, calm, loving, very serene happiness.
And as if toxins were being released.
I did feel the energy. I actually felt that balloon in my hands, which I was amazed.
Zev told you about how he saw that light. My face went cold with the tinglies that you all feel on his face. I had that when I was picking up the energy. I also, when I was meditating, saw figures in my retina. But experiencing it here is awesome. Thank you.
It occurred to me throughout the day as you were teaching, what an extraordinary, loving, giving human being you are, to be able to teach very difficult material in such an approachable, sensible, logical way that we can use it step by step. And that is a remarkable gift that you've given to all of us in this room. And I thank you for that. Thank you so much.
From the first meditation all the way through, I feel just unbelievably relaxed. I thought it was fascinating to feel the tremendous static electricity in my hands.
I like the feeling of love. Thank you.
I'm here, and I'm so happy.
It's been a wonderful day, Zev, and I love you.
I think the thing that was most special for me is that my hands actually feel stronger. It was a really terrific day for me.
I feel this like a deep peacefulness and buzzing at the same time. So thank you.
From the day that I met Zev, I went home. People the next day said to me, "You look so much better." you look more alive, and I feel more alive.
And I was 6 weeks in bed, paralyzed, and I couldn't move, and I was in terrible pain. And he said, just calm down, take a deep breath, and I'll try to help you as much as I can on the phone. My mother and my son were sitting next to my bed, and they didn't believe what happened. I started sweating, and he said, I know you're sweating, don't worry, ask for a piece of ice, suck the ice, and just keep breathing. Keep breathing, I'm giving you energy. I know exactly what's your problem, and I can describe you. And he described me exactly the way I look, how much I weigh, everything. He said, you are on a very low mattress. You got to get up. And I was on the mattress, not bed even. And he said, you put your feet on the floor and slowly, slowly stand up. And I was standing. And while I'm on the phone with him, I started walking. I was so excited that I couldn't even believe what happened to me.
I went to the doctor, and he was ready to schedule me for surgery. And I decided to call Zev. And I did. I called Zev, and I came in for a treatment. And he gave me the treatment, and all of this liquid came out of the top of my stomach. It just started coming out, and he gave me a tissue, and we wiped it off. And when I went back in for the operation, there was nothing there. So I was very happy about it. Zev is a delightful friend and an excellent healer.
I had an accident, and I fell off a whole flight of stairs. And I barely could walk to his office. I was so much in agony. And then he worked, immediately zoomed into the part of my back, and I was feeling intense heat and electricity. We did that twice, and I must say, I am his fan forever, and that's that.
A year and a half ago, I fell down in my apartment. I broke 3 ribs, 7, 8, and 9. I punctured a lung. I wound up in the hospital overnight having the lung drained. In the morning, the doctor told me I'd require open chest surgery, about $28,000 worth of repair work, which I couldn't afford because I wasn't insured. A friend of mine told me about Zeév Kolman. I went to him. When I got up on his table, I could feel the 3 ribs moving. I mean, it was very painful. 20 minutes later, I got off the table, and the ribs were no longer moving. That's an experience that anybody who's ever had a broken rib can tell. There's nothing gray about that area. They either move or they don't. Subsequently, I had 2 more healings, or I guess 3 more healings from Zev. And I went to New York Hospital and had another set of x-rays, and the ribs were shown to be completely healed. The medical records are available. I mean, this really happened. I suppose I had the same doubts as anybody would have going into an experience like this. It just seemed too simple and too easy, but it worked, and they say the x-rays are there for the world to see. So I'm convinced.
You don't believe it until you experience it yourself. What good would it be if I were to tell you that sugar tastes sweet if you never want to taste it and have never tasted it? I mean, you can dream all you want about sugar being sweet. Until you taste it, you don't know what it is.
It's amazing. There was one woman who was paralyzed. She came to his office 2 weeks ago. The woman came in a wheelchair. She had 2 treatments. She got up and started walking. And I saw this with my own eyes. It was amazing. It was just amazing.
My name is Jan, and I had deteriorating health for many years. Spent about 5 years with most of my day in a wheelchair. I heard about Zev and came down to see if he could maybe help me. I arrived in a wheelchair with my husband, and I left Zev without need of a wheelchair, and I walked for 36 blocks that night. But they work, they really work.
In this day of renewed interest in alternate medicine, people like Zeév Kolman are indeed pioneers, especially this man whose abilities with bioenergy are so much more important and so much larger than those of anyone else I've ever encountered in my work as a parapsychologist. Truly, Zeév Kolman is a man who can contribute materially to the world of healing, and a book faithfully recording his life story, his methods, his exploits, and the evidence that his healing does in fact bring positive results is a book of major importance in our world today.